What possessed us to do a camping session?
Well, we're gonna have to do another one to heal again. So,
and then we had this fight with these cultists, and I rolled that out on the random table.
I think it was because I decided we needed to rest.
Well, we're gonna have to rest again.
So we might as well camp, but because our rest didn't finish.
Yeah, you haven't rested.
Yeah, we haven't rested yet.
This happened during the campfire story.
Yep.
You guys, this is the first, and then we did another round of camping stuff, but I hadn't even gotten to that random encounter roll yet for your second 2 hours of random camping stuff you did. When you what did you do? Secured the camping site or something? You might get interrupted during that too. In fact, let me roll for that now. No, you do not get interrupted.
Yay.
Agenda-wise, I just think we're going to recap. We don't have much to talk about other than we're just going to kind of get back into this game here. But you guys defeated the beast in a horrifying encounter. You found a campsite, very wisely deciding to heal before you explore the rest of the beast's lair. We dust off the camping rules. We were having a good time, and then things got weird when I rolled a random encounter and then rolled on the random encounter table, and I rolled 6 disciples of Lamash 2 crashed the party. And so that's what happened. 6 disciples of Lamash 2 came in. One of them had a story that he began to tell. Ogdril and Isentompta knew what the story was, spoiled the ending, and you guys then declared your non-allegiance to Lamash 2. And in response to that, these insane cultists gave attack, to include the leader shoving a 2-handed battle axe into Dracolme's navel, which in hindsight was highly problematic.
I think his first attack crit him,
Yeah. Anytime I have an axe from now on, I'm going to go vroom, vroom with it. And just because that's just tradition.
That's how it works.
And if I have a smaller weapon, I'll go whoosh, whoosh with it. I don't know. I'll just always sweep it side to side, no matter who I'm playing, because it just felt so good in the moment.
Nothing goes wrong when you attack Bill's character with an axe either. That's nothing. Nothing can go wrong there.
Right. I forgot. Bill's character's been killed by an axe before. That's right. Episode 5. That's a good episode. But enough from me. We rejoin our party at dusk now in this campsite in the aftermath of this terrifying attack. And who invited Lamash 2 cultists into Shrikehaven, by the way? I don't know.
Are we in Shrikehaven?
No, I guess you're not. You're in Stolen Lands. Pardon me.
Yeah, we're in Selling Hills.
Can you get this dude up on screen?
Well, there was some. His axe was ruined. So,
can we loot him first?
Yeah.
NPCs are built differently, right? And so this isn't going to be an exact 1-to-1. But he has a +1 striking axe that he was great axe or whatever it's called, and that's what he was wielding.
Brad, you want another weapon?
Well, I'll have a +1 if anyone needs something like a +1 striking on a weapon. My bow doesn't have it yet, so maybe.
No, that'll help.
Oh yeah, the runes are valuable.
Yeah.
Aside from that axe, any type of, because I'm a little bit worried that these aren't the only adherents wandering around to Lamash 2. This will be like the second encounter of Lamash 2 people we've run into. So does this guy have any, not like he has papers, but any any type of like identifying documents or amulets or anything he's wearing, or is he distinct that we may be able to see others like him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this guy he's an evil champion of Lamash 2 for sure, and he's got religious paraphernalia on him, and you're easily able to find that. But as far as like a note on his body, really taking you through or any his motivations or why he's here, you don't find anything. But you do toss the other corpses as well. They're carrying much more mundane gear. Kind of seems like these other 5 weaker cultists were kind of following this more stronger cultists. When you toss the last corpse, though, you search his pockets. There's a crumpled up piece of paper in his pocket. And when you unfold it, in common, in scrawled, disturbing handwriting, black well ink, and written with a quill, it states, "Seek the bloom."
Seek the
bloom.
Seek the bloom.
The bloom. Like a flower blooms or something like that.
Is there a lore check I could roll to see if I've ever heard about that?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's see. Natural 17 for lore master lore. That's gonna move it up to a 29.
So it's a great roll. And so you must have some knowledge of Lamash too, which Og has knowledge of many things. So it's not a surprise. But, as you're trying to fit Lamash 2 into seeking the bloom, despite your vast knowledge, there's not an obvious connection there that you're aware of. But certainly this fits with fucking Lamash 2 fuckery, right? I mean, this is like, is this a ritual, or is there something called the bloom in this region? Or is there a creature called the bloom? You're just not sure.
These could be reformers. They could be orthodox. They could, they could just be a sect of their own. We don't know. Who knows? But this is definitely Lamash 2 related.
For sure. Seek the bloom.
Okay.
So do we need to, I guess, try to rest again?
Yeah, or finish
our camping.
It's actually time for step 3 of the camp at this point there, fellas. Step 1 was to prepare the site. Step 2 was the camping activities. It was during step 2 that the Lamash 2 cult, broke your party apart. It's time for step 3, which is eating. Once all camping activities have been resolved, the PCs eat their meals. If anyone performed the cook special meal camping activity, those servings are available meal choices after all characters have selected their meals. Now, as you might recall, Mitch was trying to cook eel, I believe.
Yeah, I learned how to cook it, but I did not prepare it.
Oh, did someone else prepare it?
No, because no one has cooking lore.
Oh, well, you can prepare it with a survival check.
Okay. But I mean, is that an action I can take now, though? I thought I could only learn it, and then the next time I had to prepare it.
I guess we could do a third quick round of camping activities, Okay. But the way that this works is that you decide you're going to cook the special meal, but we don't know the result of your cooking until people begin to eat the special meal. That's how I was hoping for.
It's a DC 26 survival. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'm
Mike, no, I'm not rolling that, Mike.
Oh.
No.
I'm trained.
Well, I'd have to roll an 18.
Yeah, I'd have to roll pretty high, though.
I know you're trying to fish for us to get sick and make our lives fucking miserable for the rest of this dungeon, but...
With the grilled silver eel, you get a bonus to tumble through, and once per...
I'd love it, but I'm not going to take the chance at making everyone
increase
sick.
your speed by 5 feet. Well, that's fine.
Well, I could zero check it, I suppose, and then just fuck myself over.
Zero check the cooking.
Can you imagine whoever's up there having fun with you guys is like, I think he needs to pass this.
It looks delicious.
Well, that's fine. We'll mercifully draw the curtain then on this camping thing we've done, and it's the next morning. You guys have earned your safe, wonderful camping. Hey, what do you do with the bodies of the 6 cultists?
Oh, that was
Prop
thinking
them up
about
around
actually.
the fire, make it look like they're eating.
That's not good.
Pose them. Nice.
Yeah, just post them around the fire.
Bernie's.
Mitch wouldn't want to waste the time to bury him. I think I would just drag him to a bush nearby and let...
We could throw them on the fire.
No, that's going to smell horrible and kind of give away any stealth that we have. The big black plume of
There were
smoke.
6 of them? We'd have to build a big fire.
Og does take thirst and makes crystal clear sure that all of them are dead. Just to make sure. Yeah, just to give it one
stab
over.
through the heart with each one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but I think we just pile them up in the bushes and let animals come and chew them. They don't deserve to be buried.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to prop them up around the fire? Fine.
What do Lamash 2 followers do with the bodies, and what's the opposite that we can do with them?
It is.
We do that.
It is. Lamash 2 followers love it when you prop their corpses up around a fire.
They call it weekend at Bernieings.
They call it
Very important.
Burnings.
Burning weekend at Burnings. No, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you drag them off into the bush. That makes sense to me. It is the next morning, and you find yourself breaking camp. You're all healed up. You're all good to go. You've got a worried mind over this Lamash 2 cultist sighting. What do you do?
Let's go back to that cave.
Head to the cave.
Yeah.
Yep.
You do.
Yeah.
About 30-minute walk.
Cavern.
Cavern.
It's cavern,
yes.
correct. It's cavern.
Good call.
It's cavern. And yeah, you're standing once again in front of the large entrance. You make your way. At this point, the Shriekers, there's nothing else that they can do to you. I will assume you easily get rid of those. And you descend into the cave.
Is the owlbear corpse still there?
Yes, the massive owlbear
I
corpse
just want
is
to make
there.
sure, because that'd be really alarming if it wasn't.
No, it is. And I know that you guys are going to make efforts to get its pelt and create a huge fixture in your throne room in the future with this thing. And I'm in full support of that.
I kind of want to stuff it full of dynamite and blow it up.
What if we take his head, like leave his fur and his feathers attached to his head, and then make the rest of his body a cape? And Chris could wear that while he's in the city.
Because it'd be bigger than he was. He'd be walking around in like a fucking...
We have tailors. We can figure it out.
The skull is the size of
have you ever seen those where like the train of the cape is just like a mile long, like it's ridiculous long? It could be like that.
We could have people. We could have the peasants just carry his train around the town.
No,
damn it! You guys take all the fun out of this.
I think your next character should be a cleric, and the only spell you have is gentle repose, because you can't fuck with dead things anymore.
Well, Try's gonna go in the cave just because.
Yeah.
Sorry, I guess we're at this cave. I'm dragging my feet. I'm not. Because
we're not getting anywhere.
Cave anymore.
All right. So you go into the cave. You enter the room where you fought the violet fungi.
The dick mushrooms.
Yeah, the dick mushrooms. And you get into the center of this cave, and there is a pathway to the south, to your right. There's a pathway to the east, which is straight ahead of you, and that's the path through which the owlbear came. And then there's a small channel to the north, which is off to your left. Irrespective of the path you choose, each one descends into complete darkness. The pathway to the east through which the owlbear came also descends down, like an elevation, whereas the pathways to your left and your right are level.
All right, here come the light spells. So with the light, I can have 4 of them active. So does anyone not want to be lit?
I would like to be.
I would like to be lit.
Yes.
Any particular color you prefer?
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine. All right.
Orange.
Orange. I'm gonna go with the normal daylight. A little softer light.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you have a nice ocean blue?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh, like ocean water from Sonic. That's my favorite Sonic drink.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, now that we've arranged your colors and discussed our drinks, where would you like to go? I feel like you guys are a little reticent.
I'd like to do like a perception check. Like, is there fresh air or cooler air or like anything about the air that's...
Oh, yeah, the smell test.
Yeah, the old smell test.
Yeah, I have a little scent in my hybrid form, so let's
there we go.
Sniff it. Start sniffing around.
Well, make a perception check.
I'm going to do one as well, since it was...
25.
Okay.
Mitchell? With a 24. So he's got me.
So to the south, you hear the distinct sound. You've heard the sound before. You're transported back to your time beneath the gigantic sycamore out in the plains, more central in your nation. And you hear the distinct sound of a swarm of centipedes emanating from the south.
Okay.
Maybe we should, and when I say we, I mean, should Sirio throw a fireball to the south? Just
toss one down there? I mean, nothing in this cave is good. I don't think there are any sentient humanoid things living in here.
No hostages?
Probably not. I don't think the owlbear takes hostages.
Gentlemen, you want to have a little bit of fun? You want to have a little fun together?
Sure.
Okay, let's have a little fun together. Sirio, I saw you shift your token.
I did
to the south, and
to get a better to get like a so I can look down it.
Yeah, of course. The light that you have cast upon yourself would emanate down that tunnel.
Yep.
And what it would do is it would illuminate a creature, and it would illuminate also a bunch of centipedes. Okay, like a swarm of centipedes. Now the creature that illuminates is called a shambler. And you've seen a shambler before. You guys fought a shambler.
On Candlemere Island.
Yeah.
On Candlemere Isle, yes. What happens here in the narrative, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, but Chris, you would probably react to this by throwing a fireball into this small
right in its face.
Right. And you do this thing. And the centipedes are swarming all over the shambler. Now, a shambler is like a 4th or 5th level creature. And a shambler at this point is kind of trivial for this party as 6th level guys. And this 2nd level centipede swarm is also trivial to you guys. So Sirio burns off the centipede swarm with this fireball. The shambler roars, comes galloping into this fungi chamber, and you guys kill it quite easily. And that's what happens.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Wow, man, I rolled really well during that encounter.
Yeah.
That was a good session, Brad.
That was
good
amazing,
session.
Brad. Never seen you roll that well.
So we just killed all that without actually doing anything.
Sweet.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you just destroyed this trivial encounter. But not only that, as you go deeper into this southern chamber, you notice that there is an alternative entrance leading back out to where you were before.
Oh,
There it is.
look at that.
Since we just rested, do we get double XP for that encounter? Even though it was trivial?
We get Rex.
Given that it was a trivial encounter, you get none.
You get nothing.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah.
All right, so we need to go back the other way? Or we can go down that path.
Mitch is
that
like
Mitch
peeking
going
into
down.
this. There looks
Yeah.
to be a pathway to the east.
There
Looks
is
fairly
a
tight.
There is a tight canal that comes off the eastern side of this newly revealed chamber that seems to stretch east, back in the same direction that the owlbear ran in from. Mitch, as you inspect this pathway, it leads off into pitch black, but you hear the vague sound of running water coming down this passage.
And we're all lit up, or is that just further than what the light reveals?
Oh no, you can look down. You shine the light down and you don't see any creatures, and that pathway just continues off into darkness, kind of like this.
I don't really like the looks of that. I don't want to get trapped in there in single file.
Yeah, and unlike owlbears, we'd probably have to squeeze to fit down this.
Yeah, it's not our
Well,
home.
it's not our home.
It's not our home.
Yeah, I mean, we can. I mean, there's the main part to the east that we can go back down, or I mean, all the stuff to the north.
Let's go open, let's check the wide open spots before we start shimmying down nooks and crannies.
All right, so you return to the fungi chamber,
Yep.
the central chamber. Are you proceeding east? It looks like you
Straight
are.
east, yeah. Straight east.
All right, gentlemen, you have walked into the owlbear's chamber.
Oh,
This is a large chamber. The ceiling of this huge cavern arches 30 feet into the air. A murky pool of water stands in the southern portion of the cavern in front of a narrow passage. This is undoubtedly the source of the dripping or running water that Mitchell heard. That small canal that you inspected earlier connects up with that little lake in the southern portion of the room.
Og stares at Dry and waits for him to go do things in the water. It's close enough to a fountain, right? Isn't
Right.
that Dry's deal? Like,
I'm not going anywhere near that thing.
oh no, okay.
So do you proceed? I assume you've proceeded into this chamber.
Yeah,
and
Mitch
you're
is gonna go in.
standing here in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you do that, you see kind of a bit of a tragic sight to the south. Okay, so this is undoubtedly the chamber where the owlbear made its home, right? And you even see some evidence that, like, in this back eastern corner toward the back of this chamber, it's like where the owlbear was sleeping. You know, obviously the owlbear was using the bathroom as guano off on the other side of the room. That little canal, though, that connects up with that water to the south, it looks as though there is a young owlbear that has become lodged where this tributary, where this canal empties out into the water. And it doesn't look to be moving, but it looks as though it's stuck, like its face and its beak are facing out toward the water. And it's like he's like Pooh Bear stuck in the hole in that old Disney cartoon, and his like owlbear butt is like stuck back west. And you realize that, like, if you'd gone down that little canal, down that little cave tributary, you would have eventually run right up against the owlbear butt as it's plugging the exit into this larger chamber.
Wow. Is it?
And it's like lodged there.
Is it clearly dead, or is it like
You know, you can get close and take a look, or if you want to roll a medicine check from afar, you can do that.
try? Put an arrow in that thing.
Okay.
How young of an owlbear is this?
Do I have to roll an attack roll? It's a 26 hit.
So Dry Colmay knocks an arrow, and he fires it into the young owlbear. It lodges itself into the owlbear's body, and roll damage.
A hard 8.
The owlbear wakes up with this, and it gives this little tiny screech, this weak screech. It's like
Mike. You're fucking horrible. Shoot it again. That's what it does.
Why don't you shoot it, Brett? I don't want to put map on it.
Brian, why'd you do that?
I'll do it again. I rolled a 2. I didn't hit it.
Do we want to kill this thing before I go off and just cut its head off? Because I
was
Mitch
going to pull
absolutely
Chris's
would kill
dagger and go cut its head off.
I mean, I'm going to guess we're going to disappoint some people that are expecting us to adopt
It's
a
an
young
owl
owl.
bear.
I understand.
It's like killing baby
that.
Hitler.
Yeah, Mitch, kill it.
It's making too much noise.
Mitch is going to go up and attack it with his sword until it stops moving and making that
Until
horrible
it stops
fucking
making
noise.
that noise.
No, he's going to use this +1 striking great axe and just thunk it.
All right. So you approach the owlbear, and you've got the great axe in hand. The owlbear has an arrow sticking out of its body. Blood is dribbling down, and it looks at you, and it goes like this.
It's a 33 in the attack roll.
Brad, what you should do is flip the axe over so the blunt end drives the arrow in all the way, like a hammer and a nail.
Wow. Well, Mitchell, filled with confidence, kills the owlbear. Slay it.
Fantastic.
Stuck in this
Is there
little
anything in
cave.
this room worth stealing or looting?
You know what? No.
Okay.
I was just asking.
Well, gentlemen,
So
All right.
in this part, does the module say if the PCs kill the baby owlbear, you just end the game right here? Because you're all monsters.
here's what it says.
Yeah.
At your option, a hungry, lonely owlbear cub can be found here as well. If rescued, it could be raised as a pet guardian or companion for a PC.
If you look at the history of our encounters with owlbears, like they've all been fucking assholes. Like this is not like a,
So this is not like it's out of character.
it'd be like
for
finding
us.
a knit flip.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just gave you the scenario, and maybe I should have used the word cub. That word, I didn't have that in my lexicon at that moment.
The Pooh Bear thing, I was like, oh, Mike wants us to save this.
Yeah. When I poo, yeah.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
like, oh, it's a Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, kill it.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. You caught my tip. Fine. So, yeah, no, I mean, there appears to be that this owlbear was lodged in this cave. Perhaps its parent was really unhappy about it. And but now they're both gone. So.
Well, no, I feel like, I mean, had we not done that, I mean, think of the poor misery that owlbear cub would have gone through. I mean,
Owlbears technically aren't in the Paizo-verse anymore, right? So this kind of just ties up a loose end. So like there shouldn't be any more owlbears.
Yeah, we're helping
it's
Paizo
not
out.
canon. Kill it.
That, I'm sure it would have had the same reputation as like pit bulls. People would have ran away from it, even though he was friendly.
Right, yeah. Oh, he
It's
just
been a
wants
life
to
of
play.
torture. He just wants to play with your child. Let it bite it.
You proceed deeper into the cave as you look at the owlbear's chamber. There's only really one unexplored exit, and it's kind of
Do
to
we
the
find
north.
its aging parents?
You find another owlbear cub lodged in another part of the cave, going like this.
All right, Donnie, this one's yours.
Do you see how uncomfortable Donnie was during all of that, by the way? He did not want to kill Donnie. You know, we've known Donnie a little while now.
Donnie, you should have said, don't kill it.
It was obvious where the story was supposed to go, and it was just.
Well, you should have just went, hey, guys, maybe we should try and save it. We would
Oh,
probably have
no.
been like,
That's-
fine.
yeah, let's blame Donnie for this. Yeah, sure.
I didn't know, because I'm not
I thought it was a
mad.
full grown owlbear, so I was like,
I'm not mad
I
that
said nothing.
Brett and I killed it. I don't care. I'm just saying, if you ever feel like you want us to stop killing something, be like, hey, guys.
No, I
the brakes on
like
that for
the
a second.
juxtaposition of the guy that won't put he retired his owl
Yep.
because it got hurt,
My owl never tried to
but
kill
then
me.
just can ruthlessly kill any other animal. It's just it's funny to me.
My owl never tried to kill me.
I know. I hate this. Yeah. No, I got you. No judgments passed. I just think
Well, you look here at this next chamber, This is a 20-foot high cavern. The elevation has gone down again. You're going deeper into the earth here. Actually, it looks like maybe it's gone back up. Yeah, it's actually gone back up. The buzzing of flies fills this 20-foot high cavern. At the eastern end, a wide ledge runs along the wall. You can see that here depicted on the map off to your right as you enter this chamber. 2 tunnels exit the cavern to the west. There's one narrow, that's further off to your left, and there's one wide, that's the one you've entered through. In the northern portion of the cavern lies the giant carcass of a giant beast. A great owl bear lies dead in this area here, surrounded by at least half a dozen torn apart humanoid bodies. Ooh. Okay, so let me repeat this for you. There's a dead owl bear in the upper right-hand corner of this room. It's huge. It's not as big as the gargantuan one you killed, but it's probably like a 15 by 15 kind of token. Like, it's huge.
Wow.
And then there's like 6 or 7 slain humanoid corpses strewn about. And the corpses look like they're about a week to 5 days old. Okay.
Do you recognize any of them?
I was just going to ask that. Do we know them?
Yeah.
Well, no, not immediately, but you do begin looking at the bodies or what do you do?
Yeah,
I've got a
I'm
hunch
certain.
that this is Hargulka's crew. This is why this whole area said danger.
Well, they don't look to be trolls, and they don't look to be giants. They look to be mostly human, with a couple dwarves and a half elf thrown in there.
I rolled
They're
a
kind of
society
dressed
check.
up and
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'll do that as well.
26.
Does that pass anything? Because I've got higher up, but I don't want to take thunder.
No, steal it.
Well, Mitch, what did you get?
That's going to be on a society. That's a 31. That's a natural 19.
Okay. So, Brad, you triggered a memory in me just now at this moment, because I'm thinking way back to the Kundal episodes. We're kind of in the 40s or something back then. And I could be wrong about this because it just popped into my mind, but I think that Mitchell back at that point passed a knowledge check about a bandit and his team of guys. Let's think about Kundal a little bit for a moment. Remember, Kundal was a trapper, and when you searched his personal things in his hut, you discovered that he had a ledger, and you discovered that Kundal.
Oh, that's right. He was looking for there was a trapper. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. But
he
I have it
was
written down somewhere.
He was contracted to deliver animals to like a bandit guy. And that bandit's guy, his name was Eirik. Eirikk was the name of the man that Kundal was delivering beasts to. And it was like a big order. And you had heard of Eirik before. You now stand before the corpse of Eirik. Eirik was killed in this cave by what appears to be a huge owl bear.
Okay.
And Eirik's body is still outfitted with his gear.
Oh.
He wears a chain shirt. There's a +1 striking longsword. There are 2 +1 throwing axes.
Oh,
He's got some potions on him. A jar of lesser anti-plague. A vial of lesser antitoxin. 2 lesser smoke sticks. A moderate tanglefoot bag. A moderate thunderstone. He carries 3 gold. Carries 4 silver pieces. And there is a ring that is around his ring finger on his left hand. And the ring looks very unique.
Can somebody identify?
Yeah, I'll
that
take a
ring?
look at the ring. Oh, man, rolling high numbers today. It's a 12. Do you want an Arcana, Society, Crafting?
Yeah, an Arcana check.
That's going to be a 24 Arcana.
Okay. Well, Mitchell, you hit the difficulty class on this on the nose. This ring is made from a lock of green hair woven around several small gemstones. And that green hair probably looks pretty damn familiar to Sirio right now. Okay.
Does it match my accessory?
Perfectly.
Does anyone else notice that?
Can we roll to see if any else notice it?
Well, I think, look, you guys found a green hair on the Stag Lord. You found a green hair on Hargulka. Would assume you guys probably know this, but you might recall that Sirio found a green hair on himself when he was facing down death.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in like a stasis time.
I don't know that you guys know about Sirio's long strand of green hair that he found, but I would assume Mitchell and Dry at least would know. Og maybe as well. I mean, Og fought Hargulka.
Didn't Sirio weave it into his hair?
He did. Yeah.
Did that? Yeah.
All three strands.
Right. Yeah.
I think, right? All three strands went into Sirio's hair was my impression. Mm-hmm. So now we've got a ring that seems to have Nerissa's hair in it. Okay, here's what the ring does. So this is called the Ring of Bestial Friendship. When you wear this, you can once per day, you can use a 2-action interact activity. The effect when you use this is that you cast the spell Charm, which is heightened to 4th level, on an animal or a beast within 30 feet. If the spell succeeds, it forms a mental bond between you and the target for the duration of the charm, which allows you to remain aware of the creature's present state, its direction from you, its distance from you, and any conditions affecting it, as long as you are both on the same plane of existence and are both still alive. If you fail to affect the creature with this charm, or once the charm ends, such as if it's counteracted or its duration expires, then the creature becomes enraged and is immune to the ring's charm from that point on. The creature's rage drives it to attack you, and it grants it a +1 item bonus in all checks and DCs to do so for 1 hour. So this is basically a ring that you can use to cast like a souped up version of charm on a beast, on an animal. But if it fails or if and when the duration runs out, that beast retaliates against you with bonuses and becomes enraged. And this was on Eric's corpse.
So we said we think this body is pretty recent?
Yeah, about 5 days old. 5, 6, 7 days old.
So do we think he was in the settlement and the charm broke and this owlbear tried to attack him there, or was there somebody else in the settlement with a ring like this? Have we seen anybody in the settlement, or can we any kind of retroactive checks that we can roll to see if we think this owlbear was under this spell or under this charm?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, make a nature check to see if you can recall knowledge about that or work it out.
Probably not. Yeah, no, that's a total of 6.
Ooh, that's low.
11 for Mitch.
And nature, we got a 26.
So, Sirio, you're back there, maybe in the shadows, thinking this through a little bit. And you're like, no, the ring looks, and I think what Mitchell would know is that this ring is unique. This is a unique artifact. And in fact, Mitchell, you've never really read about this in books. You work out its effects just based on the make and the creation of the ring itself. So you guys know that there's not going to be any more rings like this. Okay. So that's the first piece of the puzzle. It seems to Sirio, the gargantuan owlbear very likely killed Eirik. The gargantuan one beast killed Eirik while under the effects of the breaking of the ring of bestial friendship.
Okay.
So it looks to you like Eirik was using the ring to control the gargantuan owlbear.
Shit. Wow.
He was controlling the gargantuan owlbear, and then the effect broke. But that doesn't explain why there's the huge dead owlbear here, right?
Except the other owlbear. Well, I was going to say, is he using the other owlbear to kill?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say
Yeah,
too.
you've run in here to try to charm that one to defend him.
Oh, I think he used the gargantuan one to kill this one.
And then it broke, and the gargantuan.
And then it broke
Oh.
when he came to us, or he came to the Fort Trand. It got broke.
Donnie, if I had a hero point to give you, I'd give it to you. Donnie, based on your insight as a player, Ogjulinus and Tompton, I think works it out with some certainty. It looks as though the large gargantuan owlbear, the beast, I'll call it, who is male, was made to attack this female owlbear in here. Prior to that, they were mates. But when Eirik used the Ring of Bestial Friendship to take control of the gargantuan owlbear and then force that owlbear to kill the female owlbear, that act of doing so destroyed the charm spell. And then the gargantuan owlbear, in anguish over what it did, then retaliated and killed Eirik and all of his soldiers, and then was just left alone. At that point, the owlbear went rampaging. Wow. And it just so happened to go to Fort Trand.
Go, Eric.
Oh,
I do the dick.
And that was what Eirik was doing. Sirio.
And we killed their surviving baby.
Right.
And you killed their surviving
Yeah, I was going to say
baby.
this ring would have been really handy to have 30 minutes ago.
What's troublesome is, so it sounds like my concern was going to be Narissa gave him this ring purposely to attack Fort Trand, right? Like use this owlbear. That's what he's using the ring for, obviously, to control the owlbear, but it's odd that.
Or was he one of her chosen like people that like kind of like Hargulka, like want somebody she was controlling and watching to see how well they did, to see if they would be the champion for her.
A king of bandits, a king of giants, a king of beasts, and a king of men.
Oh.
You wonder if there aren't multiple potential kings being seated in the stolen lands.
We have to go kill them all. There can
A
only
king
be
of
one.
giants, Hargulka. A king of bandits, the Stag Lord. A king of beasts, Eirik, and perhaps Sirio as a king of men.
I feel like if you've got that many contenders for a job, like her purpose is not to find that job, but there's some other goal there that she just wants to find somebody that can complete it, and then she can do what she needs to do. Again, there's ulterior motives, and we're being used some way or somehow.
Conditioned. We're just, it's like gladiator match in here. Who's going to be on top?
So I feel like she doesn't actually care about
Yeah.
the stolen lands. She cares about, I don't know, the connection of the first world key or something, that if she's got domain over it, like she can't do it herself, maybe she's got to have somebody else do it. Either way, it just feels.
Each one with their strand of green hair.
Chris has got almost all of them.
Once you can build a wig, then you can rule.
What about Mager Varn? What about Hannes Draliv? What about, what was that third band of guys? I can't remember them now.
Oh,
Like the Iron Knights or the whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Iron Wraiths.
Iron Wraiths.
Yeah. They might all have green hair
Yeah.
pieces.
If her goal is to help us succeed, why is she not having these other people help us? Why is she putting others in our way, right? It's like she doesn't want a combined effort. She doesn't want this all combined. Anyway, I don't know. Probably reading too
She
much
wants
into
the
it.
most powerful candidate to emerge on top.
Yeah.
That kind of seems to be what's going on right now. But I thought you guys did some good reasoning there. I'm happy to put in some 2 cents here and there. So you guys wrap up your conversation. You sit here in this room for maybe 10 minutes talking through what's going on, thinking about the larger state of things, thinking about, what this all might mean. And it seems to me that you guys are standing up and you're dusting yourselves off. And I think you guys were going to head over to that left cave opening, which you assume probably doubles back toward the entrance.
Looks that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you turn back to see one last look at this room, one last look at these corpses and that female large owlbear lying dead there, you see this glimmer of ghostly energy begin to waft off of the corpse of the owlbear. And then over the next couple of moments, you see ghosts very quickly rise out of the fallen humanoid corpses. And even the ghost of Eirik rises out of his body. And then the ghost of the big female owlbear rises out of her body. And these ghosts begin struggling and reenacting their fight, their terrible fight that they had in this chamber. And you see that some of the ghosts are being flung and thrown around by some invisible force. You think that's probably the gargantuan owlbear that had been acting against them, but his ghost isn't here, perhaps because he's been laid to rest. But in any event, as you turn to leave this room, you have triggered a haunt. And this haunt begins acting on you guys as well. I need everybody to roll a will save.
Quick question. Is the baby owlbear part of the haunt as well
Christ.
at this point?
No.
No? Okay. You said a will save?
Will save. Whole party.
I don't like doing will saves.
Mitchell, how'd you do?
Mitchell, it's a will save. That is a 13. The 2 on the die.
Jesus.
It's a critical failure.
No shit.
Dry.
20.
It's a regular failure. Ogjulinus and Tompton.
25?
Fail.
Oh.
Sirio.
22.
Also a failure. All right. Anyone who failed becomes frightened 1. The crit failure, you could have frightened 3.
Donnie, what does that do again?
Not fleeing, though. Not fleeing this time.
Still don't run away like Og.
Frightened 3. But you're watching these ghosts struggle against each other, and they seem to be also saving some of their efforts for you guys. It looks as though these ghosts are going to try to attack you as well. Everybody roll for initiative.
Oh no. Og's so scared. He doesn't know what to do.
What'd you get, Og?
He got a total of 11. Natural 2.
Wait, Mitch?
A 14.
Dry?
20.
Sirio?
18.
You guys remember that conversation we had about being able to zero check a skill check? You might need it tonight.
Yeah.
The haunt wins initiative.
Of course it does.
Yeah. I just get these,
Yeah.
I get these banger mods. I mean, it just is what it is. It does its routine. It takes 3 actions. The spectral violence churns and flashes through the room, targeting 3 separate creatures with ghostly claws, beaks, swords, and arrows. At the end of the haunt's turn, it takes its spectral uprising action as well. Oh my god, it gets the same fear reaction at the end too. Geez, this thing's kind of beastly.
Wow.
I'm going to randomly pick 3 of you guys to attack. I'm going to roll a 4-sided die here. On a 1, I will spare Dry. On a 2, I will spare Sirio. On a 3, I will spare Mitch. On a 4, I will spare Og. I'm sparing Og. Dry Colmay, the first ghostly attack is coming for you. 36.
Oh, fuck.
It's a crit.
4d10 plus 14.
You remember how badass we felt when we were just like, we throw a fireball in the room, we kill everything, and then we walk to the next like badasses.
Killing baby owlbears just for fun.
Yep.
40 points of damage on that crit to Dry Colmay. And Dry, you've also got a d6 of bleed.
Holy shit. Glad we rested, I guess.
Sirio, 32.
That is just a hit.
Oof, good. 2d10 plus 7. This is negative damage, by the way. 24 damage and a d6 of bleed. We'll take those on your turn. Mitchell, 26.
Just a hit.
2d10 plus 7 and a d6 of bleed. Ooh, only 12 damage and a d6 of bleed. And then it uses its frickin' spectral uprising reaction. I need everyone to make fresh will saves at the end of this. Holy crap.
I rolled better on that one. It's still going to fail, though.
Og?
27.
Okay. You stay at frightened 1. It's kind of weird. I guess it uses its reaction twice. It won initiative, so it reacts to you getting into the room. It wins initiative, and then it says here at the end of its turn, it gets its reaction again. Okay, I'll just go ahead and do it. But Og, you stay at frightened 1. Dry, did you critically fail? I guess that's the only thing I care about right now.
No, I rolled a 30.
Oh, you'll pass that time. I'm going to say that on a pass, you're no longer affected by this. It's not in the book, but that just makes sense to me. So I'm going to leave you frightened 1 since you failed it the first time, but you're not going to have to worry about this anymore. Sirio, the DC on this is 28.
Yep, 28 exactly.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Same deal. You're frightened 1 from your first failure, but you're immune to this from here on out. Mitchell.
10.
Oh, God. Frightened 3. I guess, should I make him frightened 6? No, I'm just kidding. Frightened 3.
Oh no.
Still frightened 3.
Frightened 3. Okay, very good. It's Dry Colmay's turn. This is a haunt, okay? And you know that haunts can be attacked with damage. It's like a single large amorphous creature, so range doesn't become an issue. But you also know that skill checks can be used to disable haunts as well. And a skill check attempt costs 2 actions to do. You need X amount of successes to get rid of this thing. Or again, it can just be defeated through regular old elbow grease. Of course, you don't like the look of these ghosts. You imagine there's probably some DR in play. You can use a perception check to try to see if you can glean what skills you could use, or you could just try a skill.
Okay, so it's one entity. It's not like multiple ghosts or 2 sides fighting against each other. The group of humans versus the owlbear. It's one
singular entity.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to see what I can perceive.
Sure. Make a perception check.
25.
Yeah. You think that you could you could make headway on this through two different routes. You could use your nature skill to try to empathize with the bestial spirit in here, or you could use your skill in religion to try to exorcise the haunt and disperse its energy that way.
Well, I have -1 for religion, so that's a whole lot of not happening. When is this frightened dropped off? Next?
At the end of your turn.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to roll a nature check.
All right, my friend.
Fuck off.
13.
Okay. Yeah, you're trying, but yeah.
I got one more roll.
Well, no, because it's a 2-action
it's two,
activity
yeah.
to try to, yeah.
Right.
And your frightened goes away. Sirio.
So I don't know if I'd be aware of Dry's perception, so I'm going to...
Oh, I think he makes you guys
I'll be like,
aware.
guys, you want to do nature or religion? Or occultism, maybe.
Yeah, zhuzh it up. No occultism, but but yeah, it's nature or religion. At least that's what you know. I guess
what I
it could
know.
be occultism, but you don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to try to nature my way out of this. Not sure story-wise what I could be doing. Besides just trying to tell it to calm down and
Stroking
go
it
away.
gently.
Yeah, maybe trying to like calm like I'd be calming a beast.
Yeah, calm the ghostly beast.
It's not a good roll. That's a 22.
You know what? Pretty close to a success. I cannot give it to you. But it was the DC's not far from that. So I will give you a +1 bonus to subsequent nature checks on this based on what you've learned.
And I'm going to step up a little bit.
Okay, further into the room. Mitchell, frightened 3.
Mitchell's super spooked, I'm sure. He's going to put on the ring, and he's going to try to focus on the female owlbear and try to charm it.
Oh, I love that. I don't even care that you haven't invested the ring. I don't even care. I will give you a big bonus to a nature check. In fact, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I think through some kind of interesting effect here, you find yourself at this point able to use that charm effect that we discussed. You're able to now cast a charm. Normally the ring wouldn't work this way, but I'm so thrilled with your decision to do this that I'm saying that it works in this context, especially because this ring is such the focus for what caused this calamity in this chamber, right? I'm arriving slowly at the decision that Mitchell's split-second thinking and his decision to place this ring upon his finger, it immediately stops the ghost from attacking like the ghostly men and from attacking you guys. And you watch as the ghostly men are like driven off and driven back into their corpses and are laid to rest by this. And the hulking female owlbear lurches toward you. And what plays out before you guys over the next 30 seconds or so is that the gargantuan owlbear, the beast, his ghost materializes in the chamber. His mate, the female owlbear, who was part of this haunt, their ghosts see each other and they interact kind of lovingly for a moment. And then comes bounding in the little baby ghost. The little baby ghost comes bounding in.
Oh no.
And they all nuzzle their little beaks together. And they're all happy and they're all together again. And they fade away into nothingness.
Man, it's a good thing we killed that baby out there.
That we helped reunite the family.
Exactly.
Dude, we're heroes. I don't know what you're talking about. We are heroes. Heroes.
Gentlemen, this cave has 2 additional trivial encounters in it that we simply don't have to go through. You are able to take out the rest of the trivial encounters in here. You have recovered the ring of bestial friendship. You ended the endless struggle between this owlbear and Eirik and his men. You found Eirik stuff. There's some additional treasure here. We'll get that resolved here offline. But you have ended the threat of the beast. You have ended the threat of the trolls. You ended the lycanthropy threat, kind of. The hags You recovered the printing press. You killed Gragglebeard and avenged Ekendeo's town. And you have completed many, many of the objectives in Book 2 of Kingmaker. We're going to come in next episode. We're going to resolve some loose ends. But fellas, I have to hand it to you. Wonderful job in the second book. Congratulations, guys. It was a joy to run that for you. That's basically it for book 2. Yeah.
Congratulations,
book 2 is entitled Rivers Run Red. Gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you. I will see you in episode 106.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
That's what it does.